Hi, I wanted to go through the course walkthrough. This would be your performance task. It just kind of is like your culminating event of the professional development. And right here would be the instructions. So, using Studio or Screencastify, create a 3 to 5 minute screencast that walks us through the beginning of your own course. Start to create something you would find useful for your students. Just a beginning or sample right now is fine. Explain your instructional decision making by either showing or telling us your ideas. See the embedded rubric for specifics related to each module that should be included in your screencast. Relate the rubric to your teaching content and what works best for you. So, basically, we want this to be meaningful. So, whether you're a first grade teacher and you're just thinking about your first graders, or you're a 11th grade teacher and you're thinking about your math students, think about beginning your year. What would you want your Canvas page to kind of start looking like? When you start editing the homepage, how are you going to welcome them, introduce yourself? What would be some beginning modules? In the rubric, for example, we ask you to show us that you can do these tech tools. And these are like the basics of Canvas. So we just want to make sure you are able to navigate through Canvas and kind of do some of those like basic things. So then as the year goes on and you work in your PLCs, you're going to update and change it, but you're going to customize the homepage, show in a module how you make just at least one for now, page, assignment, quiz, discussion. So keep in mind on that page, it might be like a welcome page and you have a screencast talking a little bit about yourself. Maybe on that page, it's like the poster to your reading strategies or the video to anchoring phenomena or the, whatever it is. But that would be like a page that you think at the beginning of the year would be helpful. Um, Assignment, that could be anything depending on your grade. The quiz, you could think of that as like an exit ticket. So it doesn't have to be like a quiz, end of the unit quiz. It could even be, they're sharing about their summer or they're telling you a good thing. And you make a quiz and you make it like an essay, or they could even record themselves. But anyway, and then discussion, what would you maybe want to start a discussion at the beginning of the year? What they did over the summer, or maybe you're starting to talk about fractions and you want to, start talking about where they see fractions in their life or whatever. But it's really just to show that you're, thinking about it, kind of starting to use those tools, and you can always edit or update. A Google app, that might be one Google slideshow. Maybe it's even something you just have already, and you just want to put it on so we know you know how to do that Google extension app. And then embed a studio video. And again, that can be a welcome. It could be you talking about yourself. It could be, even like a screencast if you wanted, but it can even be one you already had. So these are all the tech tools. But when it comes to the other things on the rubric, you're just going to be either showing or telling us about your like planning or your vision for it. So when it comes to blended learning or virtual learning, even if you give one example about how here's an activity I'm going to do with my students when I either see them over Zoom or I see them in the classroom, and then here's something that would be a follow up on Canvas that they could work on. The biggest thing is thinking about time, place, path, or pace. So maybe you have like one example. If you're like, they have till Friday to do this, or they can pick this or this article or this article. Just one example. And then one example at least with like anti-racist teaching. So everybody did a lot of reflection. So maybe you want to bring up something about like all voices are heard. Let's take science or math, any classroom. Really, if you're setting up your norms, or maybe you're doing something to really make sure that everybody has a voice. Maybe you're talking more about like culture, relationship building. So it might not be something you actually like have a page for or a module or anything in Canvas. It might just be as you're showing us your beginning ideas, you just kind of want to talk about that. This one here about social emotional learning. So really, that's looking at like CKH. Oh, here's SEL. That's looking at CKH, and maybe you're like, I'm going to put my social contract here when it's ready. Great, done. Or I'm going to have my students, introduce themselves, and I want to hear one interesting thing about them. Or I made a Google form so they could tell me about themselves, and it's confidential, so only I, can read about it. But then I can get to know them or something. Okay, going back to content. Sorry. So this would be just showing that, like, whether you're science or your math or your K-5 elementary, just showing like something you started. It doesn't have to be a complete unit. It's just something you've kind of have started thinking about, to kind of show where you're going with your beginning unit with your content, and any decision making you have at that time. So that's the rubric. So as you can see, it's just mastered, not mastered. And it's really, this is really for you and your self reflection and what you kind of feel is best and what you want. And if you're unable to do any of these areas, then just reach out to us. Rochelle is going to be supporting us with Canvas this year. And then also, like, I've got office hours on Wednesdays. Um, and you can always reach out to me via email. Your PLC might be a great way to kind of reach out and ask about. But I think that the rubric at times, rubrics can be overwhelming until we break it down, even with our own students. So I just wanted to take some time and just break this down to you, what this performance task is really all about. It would just be a quick, 3 to 5 minutes, and it's just showing that you have accessed the West Bloomfield template. You started, updating it to what you think it's going to be. Okay, I hope that helps, and I can't wait to see them. Okay, thanks. Bye.